Build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers. Choose who can participate. Set a delay between messages. Hide or put people on timeout. Manage messages held for review. Add moderators to your channel. Oh wow, and it's been going 20 seconds while all that nonsense was on my screen. Sorry, YouTube, not nonsense. I didn't mean that. All right, I just saw. I'm for some reason after a while of me watching videos and things like that, even in the stuff that I'm interested in, and specifically the I've been watching stuff about creators on YouTube and different social media channels because I'm attempting to get more traffic to my e-commerce website where I have a bunch of really great courses, and the site is blogdealer.com, and there's a lot of really cool stuff on there. There really is. And so I'm looking around, and I've been really doing a lot of deep dives into a lot of creators and stuff lately. But after a while, I just start getting really overwhelmed with all the stuff that they're talking about is required, and I'm just not having it. I'm not going to have success in the way that a lot of people do on using social media and the internet and YouTube, because I don't. And people will say, well, that's why you're not going to be successful. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying right now, because a lot of it just really fucking sucks. Because some people say that it is a meritocracy, that who actually really is best, but it seems more that who's best at things that aren't actually having to do with the merit of the subject itself, right? It has to do with who's best at marketing, which I can continue to develop those skills and get good at marketing. There's a lot of things that I've seen that I'm good at marketing, and I'm starting to notice what those things are, but none of them have anything to do with a lot of the stuff that a lot of the gurus are teaching. Some of them that are true are that and I don't know why, and I'm really nobody, so I'm just making this just to this format that I'm doing, which is called Not So Subliminal Recordings, and the documentary optimized journalism is just me figuring stuff out, and I'm talking and I'm putting my binaural beats like this one that's playing in the background, and sometimes environmental noise, like if I was driving right now. I've been on the road a lot, or if I'm walking around doing shopping or some gig work or something like that, then you'd hear the sounds in that. Especially, I've been using that format across the podcast. But a few things do ring true. So, and it's because they're things that I can implement without having to get any extra equipment or spend more money than I already am. Because I pay $50 a month for my podcasting software. I pay about $100 a month to keep my websites online that I've had online since 2006. That's already $150 a month right there. Then I have my mobile devices, and yes, I did say devices. I have two, because it's when you're on the road as much as I am and you want to podcast and research and do things, having a second device is a great luxury to have. I'm not saying it's a necessity. Note that I said luxury. It helps out a lot. So I do put out of pocket. Then I have to pay for my, of course, my car, the insurance, on and on and on. I got to eat. And so that's fine. I don't mind paying for certain things, but sometimes it just starts to get kind of crazy. And you know what's really interesting is I actually have $12,000 worth of camera equipment. I have another probably $20,000 worth of microphones, and then various musical instruments and recording studio equipment and everything needed like that. But it's not portable. It doesn't match up with how my life has been for the past few years. And so I think that a lot of the stuff that people are teaching, sometimes a lot of it doesn't match up with me, is because I'm not stationary. I've been, in the past year, to Virginia, Florida, California, back to Virginia, back to Florida again, to Virginia, now I'm back in Florida, and this is like the third time or fourth time this year. And I spent some time in Georgia and then Texas and North Carolina, and you know, for people who are stationary, I can see a lot of stuff working. They talk about the equipment and the lighting and, you know, production and so on and so forth. And I've just decided that I'm not gonna do it because it would be untenable. It will burn me out. And I have found something that works for me, and so I'm just gonna push that. And really what that is, like I said, the not so subliminal recordings where the background track that I'm using, they're my own compositions of binaural beats, may be louder than people would like them to be. The background noise of whatever environment I'm in, if I'm on foot somewhere doing something or driving with my windows open, might be too loud. And I say too loud because some people, they're like, I can't hear the voice. You know, I've seen that in other videos. Nobody says anything on my videos because not very many people are watching them. So you're not going to get a whole lot of people saying anything if there's no traffic. But I really feel like that a few of the things that I am going to focus on, for example, is I'm just going to choose, focus on one channel of video, which is YouTube. And I'm going to focus on my podcasts on Spreaker. So those are the two primary things I'm going to use. Mostly my podcast, because I'm an audiophile guy because of a lot of the things that I've mentioned, and because of the fact that I can podcast from my device. As a matter of fact, this track that's playing is one of the tracks that are on my podcast. This is my podcast software with Spreaker, right? So I'm just playing this directly through the speakers in my car right now, and having it in the background. So, and that's another benefit of having another device, is that I can play other media and have it connected to Bluetooth and to the internet, right? To basically make my own rolling office and studio. So that is one thing, is I'm gonna focus down on just a few platforms, because, and also I've noticed certain things working in certain places, but I'm going to really kind of condense that. I've been making these haiku, like I guess I'll just call them plaques, but these where I just have a color background or a gradient background with the 3 lines of haiku spaced apart, and at the bottom it says World Reading Club and my name, Hakeem Ali Bokus Alexander. And I noticed that by doing that all of a sudden the visits to my business, the page for my business for World Reading Club on Google, like shot up, where usually like it was like 1 person a month or 0 people, and then in 1 month it was all of a sudden 48, right? So I noticed that, and I've been animating the videos using this video editing software called UCut, and I would just take the animations that I made of the tiles of the haikus, and I would put some effects on them and just basically make a video out of them, and then I post them. And I saw that, you know, they were getting more views and things like that than usual. So I've been testing some things, and that's fine. But I find that one thing that will be very helpful for me is to just focus on one channel, which will be YouTube, as far as video goes. And you know, every once in a while, if something is going to be, I think, seamless, or I guess it's not going to be too much of a hassle to do on TikTok, I'll do that. I like a little bit about TikTok only because I'm not learning a lot from Facebook and Instagram, but on TikTok, I'm following some Mandarin teachers, and then there's like a lot of stuff on there that I feel like is really, really helpful more than some of the other platforms. So I think because I like that platform and I like how I'm learning from there and how interactive people are on there. Like the Chinese teacher, when I am interacting with her, even though she's got like 35,000 people, not everybody's interacting. And so she responds when she can. And I think, I like that. So I'm going to stick to that platform. And I would like to be able to go live on TikTok myself. I've tried out doing Instagram lives, and I did a Facebook live today just to check it out. And it's okay. There's a few people giving it some love here and there, but I think that really what I'm going to do is just focus on the YouTube videos, probably start doing a lot more YouTube shorts and with the vertical video format, and just really focus on YouTube. And then the other thing that really works for me is really finding my niche. And so my ideal audience, sometimes it's called your perfect or ideal avatar, my very specific demographic, which I already know are men who want to build and maintain their physical fitness and health, who are 44 to 55 years old, and then more specifically, men who are 44 to 55 years old who are successful entrepreneurs and executives. So, because I tend to find that those are the people who need most of the help in that area because of their busy lives. But while I know that how I'm able to maintain a high level of physical fitness by only focusing on just daily movement and maintenance rather than like these focused bouts at the gym. Especially on the road, I don't go to the gym. I do a lot of focused maintenance and a lot of subtle and sometimes intense and extreme movements throughout the day, and then just the way that I start off my day. For example, I wake up in the morning and I take 10 long deep breaths before I do anything else. And then the next thing I do is I do 20 to 50 push-ups on my knuckles on the concrete because it hurts. And then I do lunges. I do about 50 lunges, which are 25 each leg. And then if I do anything else, I might, but not then. Sometimes I'll take some time and do more involved exercises where I'll do some kicks, where I'll do squats, where I might add some crunches, where I'll do like downward facing dogs from yoga and some vinyasa flows and things like that. So, but yeah, so I do have a demographic, a target audience, so to speak, that I want to speak to. So those are a couple things that I'll be doing a little bit more, which I said one is focusing on YouTube, because I really like YouTube. And I like the ease of use of it. Like after taking the advice from different coaches and things like that, and I've been going through the different channels, I find that YouTube I like the most for putting out video content. TikTok I like the most for now for both putting out short form content and consuming long form like classes. Like I'm continuing to maintain my Mandarin speaking. I lived in China for 5 years. And then, of course, my podcast. I just love podcasting. I love audio format. So, and Spreaker that I use makes it really, really easy for me to create content on there. So I'm gonna do that, and that's what I'll focus. And then when I gotta go to AT&T. When I get my hotspot in my car working again, I've been paying for it for 2 weeks and it's not working because of whatever reason. When I get my hotspot working in my car again, I will focus more on posting more on my websites, which I haven't been doing. Although I could use my device to use the hotspot from there, but I just haven't felt like it. And there are some nice cafes I can go sit in and do that, and I may do that one time and just kind of knock a bunch of stuff out. And even talking about it tonight, I might just use my device to hotspot my laptop and do do some updating that I need to do for stuff on my websites. But yeah, other than that, I just I don't know. That reminds me, I do have to check into some things. Wow, I've been on here for 15 minutes. Okay. Let's, how does this stop?